Yes, sir. Look at that. Okay, it looking good.
But she sucks.
How you guys
She sucks.
doing today?
Ice Spice sucks. Them songs are whack. She ain't that cute.
He started it off.
He started it off quick. Off top. You just like.
I'm sorry for stomping all over your intro. So please introduce us.
It is what it is. Just know we back. That's all you gotta know.
You thought I was feeling you?
I ain't feeling that.
That nigga much. Nigga he ate it for lunch. Bitch, I'm a baby. I get what I want.
Hey, you talking to the guy, the gentleman, who does not mind munching from time to time after I hit and she tops me off. Like, once that's out the way, I'd munch on you whenever. Whenever.
She hits and you top you off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Roger that. Okay.
I'm trying to be out of there. We're going to have to get that over in the beginning. No.
Oh, that's a beginning type
I'm trying
thing.
to be done with this.
Yeah, but,
okay. I mean, I get it.
But she falls into the category.
You know, it'd be like that.
Because, I mean, she's kind of built right, but her face is kind of hit. But, you know, because she's light-skinned, niggas are going to be like, oh, she bad. I got news for you, buddy.
To me, she got a weird anime character face. Like, I don't know. And then her hair is just like, it just makes it even more anime to me, and I don't like that.
Did you say she has an anime face? Explain to me what the fuck an anime.
She look like she could be in an anime movie.
Not Asian.
Like she could be in an anime TV show.
That means. So she look Asian?
No,
anime is animated. Like she looks animated.
Name a person. Name an anime character that's not
Vegeta. He's the same. Vegeta.
Who?
He's the same.
Anybody in Boondock Saints?
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
What are you talking about?
Boondock Saints is not an anime. That's an animated.
I said anime.
It's definitely anime. Boondocks is anime.
All right. So what makes something anime versus what makes something an animated
The whole
TV
structure
show?
of how I think he's more or less based on the structure of the art itself, the way the characters are drawn. There's a certain type of, there's a specific, there's a specific art style. There's a specific style in the way the artistry is presented as far as the physical aspect of it. Because it's like, it's all animation, but Looney Tunes is animated, but it don't look like Dragon Ball Z.
To be honest,
correct.
They definitely move around the same too. Like the anime from Boondockins and the anime from what do you want to say Naruto? It like moves the same. You know how they do like all of a sudden they like speed up and like do like crazy different fight scenes and stuff. It's like the same to me. So
even the same way when they're sitting there like with that expression on their faces when they're like, and they always like twitch it like this or whatever. That's kind of, I think it's just more or less of the artistic style than, the artistic style. That's the answer. And he said she looks like that. And she probably kind of moves like that too. Or the little bit that I have watched. I was sitting up watching her videos and I was just like, I must be getting old because I don't get it.
Bro.
I don't see the hype in her, for real. One, it's supposed to be a drill song. I think that song is way too fucking fast. It just don't make sense. Like the beat of the song is way too many beats per minute. The song needs to be slowed down.
It's because it's subgenres of drill. I've come to find out the original drill is Chi-Town, that Chirac era 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But what I've been told is that this style of drill actually is from Europe, and Brooklyn niggas, being Brooklyn niggas, shout out to Brooklyn, but they some grimy ass niggas, and what they do, they take shit. Like everything else, they take it. Give us that shit. Hence, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, being a G-Funk artist. He just took the shit.
Facts. I'm happy you said that because I be trying to tell people all the time that Biggie was rapping on G-Funk beats, and people are like, no, this was a New York beat. Nigga, that was not a New York beat. In no way, shape, or form.
Mobb Deep.
Facts.
Who can't quit?
That's a grimy ass New York beat versus a G-Funk beat is what I'm hearing fucking Warren G on fucking
that's
tonight. These are G-Funk
that's what
beats.
Like Juicy is a G-Funk song.
That shit hot though.
Oh, nigga, yes.
I agree.
Definitely hot.
G-Funk is the truth. That's why I still listen to G-Funk playlists. Speaking
of the truth, you know what's not the truth? What they doing to this man Kyrie? Oh wow, you're wild. That's tough. We know the Carolina Panthers not the truth.
Put a pin in that one.
We ain't gonna say nothing else.
Come back to it. Put a pin in that one. We're coming back to that. But please.
We come back to Kyrie because we can have a discussion about Kyrie immediately. I am fully prepared to have the discussion. So, in my opinion, what Kyrie Irving did, the actual action of sharing a link to a movie documentary that you saw, was nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong with that. When somebody then says to you, "Hey, I feel offended by that documentary," and they tell you what they felt offended by, you then state, "Hey, in no way, shape, or form was I trying to offend you. I just saw the video. I thought it should be shared. I apologize if that offended you. I'm sorry." Boom. That should have been the end of it, right then and there. That should have been the end of it, right then and there. But what happened was Kyrie was like, "I'm not saying sorry. I'm not apologizing for anything because I didn't do anything wrong." And in that moment, Kyrie Irving went from a Duke-educated black man to a nigga. And they said, "Oh, we gonna treat you like a nigga. And we gonna show you what we can do to this nigga."
Yes.
And they hung this nigga on ESPN, on Fox, on CNN,
on TNT,
and said, "Look,
NBA.
No, TNT. I'm talking about Charles.
Every platform that the NBA has,
TV.
They made people say.
They said, "We're going to do a televised lynching and show you gonna do what the fuck we said you gonna do. And if you're not, you better go ahead and retire and get up out this league." That's what happened, and that's how I feel.
So, is it worth? Because off camera session was kind of like speaking to that. So, is it worth boycotting the NBA?
You see, it is.
Is this event worth boycotting the NBA? That's a good question. That's a good question.
So if good question. If we learn from our mistakes and what we didn't do with Colin Kaepernick, as Stubbs brought up earlier, because we didn't, me, you, and Bob, we didn't boycott the NFL when they did all of this stuff to Colin Kaepernick. Are we gonna rectify our situation and we're gonna boycott the NBA until they see the error of their ways? Which I highly doubt they will, because they've already gave this man a list of demands of everything that he has to do to come back to the NBA.
But it's not the NBA. It's the Brooklyn Nets.
It's the Brooklyn Nets. It is not the NBA. The NBA did not in any way.
No, they didn't. But they were
say
strongly,
he could not play.
I bet you they were strongly encouraged behind closed doors to do something.
I agree with that. That's probably a true statement. But the fact of the matter is, us three, have no information, no factual knowledge to say that the NBA themselves said Kyrie Irving can no longer play in the NBA because of this event. The Brooklyn Nets themselves came out and said, "We cannot play for our team. We are getting suspended without pay if you do not meet these demands." Like, that's what they said. So for that a reason alone, say we should boycott the Brooklyn Nets, because that is a Brooklyn Nets thing. The Brooklyn Nets stated, "This is what we feel needs to be done to rectify this situation." Not even the Jewish people. The Jewish people did not say that Kyrie Irving needs to do all of this kind of stuff. From what I've been reading on Twitter and stuff, the Jewish people was like, he said he's sorry. This thing is being spread, and it is spreading anti-Semite rhetoric. But they were saying this is more on Amazon, this is on Kyrie Irving. Why the fuck can Amazon keep showing this, getting paid from this, promoting this? How can they keep doing this and nothing's happening to them?
It was free at first, but now all of a sudden, like, I went to go look at it because I wanted to watch it myself. I went to go look at it, and it's $11 for you to watch now. But it was free if you had Amazon Prime.
Yes,
but now it's like free. $11 for you to watch the actual movie. So they profited even more off of this movie that is spreading this hate that Jewish people are upset about. And
yes, if you have not seen the documentary, I have not seen it, have not watched it, but from what I have read about it, what I have heard other people talk about it, is the anti-Semitic rhetoric that they're spreading is, one, the Holocaust is fake and did not exist. And that is the biggest thing that they are spreading, but they are also spreading that they feel that the African Americans in America today are the original Hebrews, are the original Israelites. And the Jewish people of today do not agree with that.
And I think, that's it. And I think it's more the fact that it's the latter than it is the front, as opposed to what they really take exception to, because you could prove the authenticity of the Holocaust being real.
Absolutely.
Very true. You can definitely prove it. You can absolutely
that, or it's all philosophical interpretation. And, there's language, but who knows who wrote it or whatever. And I'd be goddamn if some black people, or even though black people are the original humans, if all life is to have started from Africa, that means black people are the original for everything. And as you start spreading out and you get lost and you come back and it's like, who are these niggas? Matter of fact, let's enslave them. We gotta have an oppressed class. Racism is just a subgroup of classism, and we gotta have an oppressed class. And we can't be having blacks thinking higher of themselves or whatnot. So we need to have them, promote them and make sure they stay in that degrading, degenerate box that we all participate by being fans of rap music. And something like that. We need to keep them limited and not think so highly of themselves, because if they start thinking highly of themselves and start getting more confidence of themselves and start treating each other better, that's a problem. And we can't be having those type of problems, because then we have stuff like the civil rights movement. And we need to keep you niggas in check. So we can start, and then...
Okay.
And the matter in which they market us, in particular with rap music, gangster rap music and everything like that, it perpetuates a lot of tropes that we have to deal with, such as black on black crime, even though we know that's not a thing. All crime is based on proximity. I'm more than likely going to have an issue with the nigga that stays right down the street from me, or, closer to me or whatever, because that's the type of shit that I have to deal with. I don't have issues with white people because I don't live around white people. Like, as far as
gentrification is happening, so.
Right. But they already, the brainwashing shit is already put in place or whatever, because you already know if you start fucking with the white woman that's running around the block, walking her dog, walking her baby in the stroller, if you go fuck with her, it's going to be it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially
ingrained into the society of our brains and history. So
especially you as a black male, you can't be like, you can't be doing that to white people like that, because unlike, white people can fuck with us because they might actually get away with it. They might actually get away with it. But
I think saying that getting away with it, I think a lot of people did get away with it for a long period of time. And the only reason they're not getting away with it at an alarming rate anymore is because of cell phones and cameras and the internet. Because now when, the Karen thing, as they say, the Karen, now when Karen goes into the store and she feels oppressed or she feels like something happened to her and this phone gets put in her face and recorded it, that was something my grandma used to say happened all the time in the South. She used to say that used to happen at Food Lion like all the time. That was not a new thing. So it's just new that everybody can see it and everybody see your face now and everybody can watch.
To your point,
people have
how long did it take Terrell Owens' chick to get charged with doing that?
She just got charged.
Exactly.
She just got charged with that.
Fact.
But go ahead, Session.
Fact. But previously, she wouldn't have got charged at all.
Even with the evidence, they still might not get charged. Like, we know this whole thing that's going down with Brett Favre and him taking the welfare money from the college.
Oh, they don't care about
man was taking millions of dollars away from them, and he's still not going to be charged for that. You ain't heard nothing about him getting charged for none of that. He was stealing money. What's up?
Mississippi, right?
Yeah, it's in Mississippi.
It's in Mississippi.
Same spot that they're having the water crisis that Deion Sanders is down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not saying nothing about.
But he's saying something about it because I just saw it. Well, I follow him on.
Shout out to IG Jackson now. State. They 10-0. Shout out to Jackson State.
Facts. No, for real. Shout out to Deion because Deion is going down there, and it's not like this is it was not a high profile coaching situation whatsoever. Deion going down there is making it a high profile thing. It is making it on ESPN. It is now news when he is able to talk about it. He's using his platform to essentially put some light on the situation that are going on down there. From the situation, just college football of when big teams come in and pay $500,000 for this team to come in, and they don't tell you everything that's going to go into that $500,000, how it's going to take at least $300,000 just for you to get your school to the place to play them. And really and truly, yeah, they paid you $500,000, but you only get the net $100,000 to go lose.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? For him to say that, for him to talk about the water crisis that's going on in Mississippi and how it's affecting his players and what his players can and can't do. You know, coaches ain't down in Mississippi talking about that. You never heard Nick Saban saying that.
To that point,
Nick Saban don't have them type of problems.
To that point, how would you feel if, because, you know, Saban is what, 105 years old? So he should be on his way out.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
But he don't care because he don't care.
No. What I'm saying is, how would you feel if Deion left Jackson State to go, you know, roll Tide roll?
Nah, I'm not.
How would I feel if Deion Sanders?
I think that would go against all his morals. I think that would go against everything that Deion is for at this point in his life. But I would feel like he could have did something else. Like he could have went somewhere else, not to a school like that's making all this money, that's not putting it back into the students and all this other stuff. If he say he's about like bringing all these people and they're a community and stuff. Alabama and them, they're not a community for their kids. They one-stop shop. They trying to win and get these. I don't even want to say they're trying to get their players to the NFL because it's so many people that go there that don't get to the NFL. Like it's a business at the end of the day for them. I feel like Jackson State is a business, but it's also a family.
So, are you wrapping it around the concept of it being Alabama or a big name PWI school? Because let's just hypothetically speak.
But Alabama is a PWI school, so you can't. So it's the same. So it's a PWI.
No, and I agree with.
But say he went to for shits and giggles. We'll just say Michigan State. If he took up a job at Michigan State or whatever,
it's still a PWI.
Yeah. So are you having an issue with it being a PWI? If he went to any PWI, would you feel the same way, or are you taking exception to it because we use Alabama as an example?
No, any PWI, because you could if I feel
I don't agree.
I feel like if he's able to do this with Jackson State, he'll be able to do this with any school. So why not go to another school that is not PWI that you can build up and start this culture there? If that's what you say that you're about and that's what you want to do.
So I get what you're coming from, and I get where you're coming from, where if you're saying he's got the name, he's got the talent, he's got the coaching staff, why not go to any place and do this? For me, as a football fan, for him as a Hall of Fame football player, I am 100% sure that in some way, shape, or form, he wants to make it back to Florida State, just to be completely honest about this. In some way, shape, or form, he wants to go back to Florida State, and he wants to be able to do what he got done for him and what he was able to do at Florida State for other kids, for other underprivileged kids.
I don't think there's a lot of underprivileged kids at Florida State. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think there's underprivileged kids that can go to Florida State but get overlooked at Florida State.
Underprivileged kids everywhere.
That's
Especially
what I'm saying. There's people that are getting overlooked. I don't think there's a problem for him going to a PWI. I don't think it's a problem with him going to a big blue blood program. I don't think it's a problem with him doing any of those things as long as he continues the same. The same type of program that he is using at Jackson State. As long as he continues that anywhere he goes, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the culture. I think it'll be good for black people individually because that's what the fuck.
The only reason I say I don't
sue me. I'm rooting for everybody that's black. So,
I don't think it's the only reason I don't think it'll be able to be like that is because who runs the PWIs? It's the boosters. Well, what color are the boosters?
Whoa. I don't think you understand that boosters run every football program because if you go down to North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University in Greensboro, North Carolina, you're not doing nothing.
But it's not going to be as much pushback if he goes to a non-PWI is what I'm saying.
What do you mean it's not going to be as much pushback? If you losing a whole bunch of A&T, you're going to hear.
Bro.
When A&T lost for 10 years,
we talking about Deion going there. Deion, we know what Deion is. Deion is flashy. He like to do it how he want to do it no matter what, and he don't care who it is. You don't think there's going to be pushback from these PWI schools rather than the non-PWIs?
Not if he wins.
No, there's always going to be that. No, bro. There's always going to be the people in the back that saying, "Oh, we don't like this because he's the person in charge because of his background and all this other stuff." They're gonna be like, "We don't really like him in office, but he winning." Yes. Okay, the face because he gonna be the face, and they don't like us being the face of stuff.
Might I reference? Remember the Titans. We don't want no Coach Coon around here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You have a point.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. Wholeheartedly, I get where you're coming from. But I do believe that he went to Jackson State for a reason. And he went to Jackson State because he wanted to show you can do it anywhere. I think he wanted to show that if you get the talent, you can play anywhere. And you can make it from the NFL to Jackson State. You can make it from the SWAC to the NFL. It is possible.
That's the last part, though. That's the last part. Is that if NFL is still not recruiting out of HBCUs, then it literally means nothing. Though I do appreciate the gesture, but ultimately you got to get to where you're able to get to some sort of professional level in sports, and HBCUs I would believe have more recruits coming out of there going to the league if they started actually looking there. One, and two, if these HBCUs started receiving better funding from the ones that are public, better funding from the states. I mean, look what they're doing with A&T now. I was there at the beginning stages when they changed shit around, and now A&T. A&T's the shit.
Yep.
It's truly the shit. And
actually
what?
Talking about that, I've been hearing that A&T wants to lose their HBCU. They want to lose that on that title of them being HBCU. Now, I have not confirmed nor denied that, but that's just what I've been hearing from a lot of the old heads around Greensboro. And then they not liking it, but I want to know from an A&T alumnus, what would that mean to you if A&T went from being an HBCU when you went there to not being an HBCU?
I get it, but I hope they don't, because it means to be black is like it's a negative thing. You have to shake the stigma of being, a predominantly black society, which the whole point of it was because people see what they try to do is like twist it and being like, oh, you're being racist. It's reverse racism because you're promoting being black. The whole point is that being pro-black was because y'all shitting on the concept of what it is to be black around here. So you have to create a community, a society or whatever that uplift us, because outside of that, you getting killed for allegedly whistling at a white woman, and come to find out you didn't even do the shit.
Factual statement. Factual statement. That's literally what happened.
I do. If I'm looking at it from their perspective, it's limiting because we're in a different time now and everything like that. And
correct, and I think that's where it's coming from. And I think they want to be considered a university. You know what I'm saying? Not considered an HBCU, because at this point, I think they are the largest HBCU in America. And I think they want to be considered just a university in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Which is, and I don't know if it's two different pots of money that comes from. If they'll be able to get more things accounted towards them or allotted towards them because they won't be an HBCU anymore. I would have to look into that, but I get where it's coming from, because in 2022 it is limiting to be.
And the other side of that is it's kind of like this. It's more like it's a societal point of view or a societal attitude that has to change in order for it to really like stick. So A&T for the longest amount of time, at least since I've been around, if not longer, was the top black engineering school. But it's to the point where, why can't we be one of the top engineering schools that just happens to be run by black people? There's a difference there.
Big difference.
Because
it is a difference being the top engineering school in North Carolina versus the top black engineering school.
Well, because also to say that we're the top black engineering school, there's still a implication that black is less than, and black is like, there's that's what one can imply by that. Like, yeah, it's the top. Black, like why are we having to qualify that? But at the same time, for me, I don't think black is less than. So by saying we're the top black engineering school, I automatically think, oh, we're the shit, because black people excel at things as well too when given the opportunity, chance, and the appropriate resources. We see it all the time. We're not just athletes.
Facts. I agree with that. I agree. I just wanted to hear that from somebody who went to A&T. I'm about to say AT&T. A&T back in the day. Just because, to me, I've definitely heard a lot of old heads, and I'm talking about people in their 50s, people in their 60s, saying it'll be hurtful. That it'll be hurtful for them who graduated from A&T back when it was way smaller, back when, not to necessarily say it was nothing, but when it was still in its infancy. It wasn't the A&T that we know of, that we think.
Because they come from that time, though. They come from that time where they were, like, getting spit in the face. Like, by white people. So, like, literally. Facts. Like, even during that point, you talking about, slavery had only been, like, had just crossed into being 100 years as far as like a concept, and it's not like they stopped. They just wanted the sharecropping and Jim Crow and that sort of discrimination and redlining and all that shit, which is why we're old reparations. We're not old reparations just for slavery. We're old reparations for every fucking thing that they ever did to us, just on the strength of in the name of oppression and racism and classism. That's why we're old reparations. But I digress. They came from a more overt time of it. So yeah, no, it's their safe haven for being black, and each one teach one in that community. But the thing is that we don't live that no more, because niggas hate each other now more than ever. It's because of rap music.
That's a true statement.
There's a lot of things because of rap music, though. There's a lot.
But I'm still listening to that new Freddie Gibbs.
Shout out to Freddie.
It's a solid art piece of music, I would say so, in the realms of rap. But to pivot back to more sports related topics, Tom Brady. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
You've been waiting for this day for a long time. What are you referencing?
We're referencing the downfall of the GOAT. Or for being honest here, we're referencing the downfall that Tom Brady is no longer the number one quarterback, and he might not even be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. It had to happen sometime. No, no, it didn't. If we're being honest, it didn't have to happen, because if he retires last year, that doesn't happen. Last year, he was a top 10 quarterback. Because he can't deflate
the balls down there in Florida no more.
He said because he can't deflate them balls. What is that saying from Batman? What is that? What is that saying?
I don't know. Because Bruce Wayne is out here.
What's the saying that you're talking about? Because I thought you was going to say, like, you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. I was molded in it. You know what I'm saying? I love saying that shit. I be saying that. I used to say that shit all the time in the Navy. When new sailors used to come to my command, and they be like, IT1, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, nah, see, you new to this. I'm true to this. Oh. You just adopted this Navy shit. I was born from it. I was molded in it.
It's, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So, hey.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This is him now.
He was in his 20s when I was looking at that nigga as a villain. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying. Fact. So you switch out hero and you switch out villain. So you switch out you GOAT with mediocre to ass player.
He did not have to do this. But all he had to do was retire last year. But you missing the
quote. You love it so much that you're gonna be in it to where, hey, you're gonna be good forever, or you're gonna be ass, and then you wither and die after that. Like,
what does it matter if I think he's a cheating bastard? Hell, man, this punk ass coach who's up there struggling.
You don't have proof. Like, there's no proof.
Whoa, the deflation.
No, there's no proof. What you saying? Ty, go back and look at it, please. Please go back. Go look. Go look at it.
weren't they like taping the play calls or something to that effect? That they
so that's not Deflategate though.
Were they?
That's not Deflategate.
That's correct. You're correct. My bad. He's been a part of mad scandals.
So my thing is you talking about all the scandals, right? He ain't the only one. If you saying that, he not the only Patriot to be a part of quote unquote scandals. So y'all just talking about him because he's the leader of the team. Y'all not talking about Bill Belichick. You're not talking about Bill Belichick. You're not talking about the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator
too. Him and his cheating ass coach. What are you talking about? As a matter of fact.
Nah, but you start with Tom Brady. You don't start with Tom Brady and his cheating ass coach. You start with Tom Brady.
Because Belichick has already suffered. He's already suffered. He's been suffering for years.
What he suffered? Because he left? Because Tom left?
Let me make it clear for you. So you get it. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Celtics. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck, what is it? What's the hockey team? The Bruins?
No, yeah, the Boston Bruins.
Fuck
whatever their hockey team is. Fuck them too, just by association.
Fuck Boston College.
Fuck Tom Brady, and fuck the city as a city of Boston, as a fucking staff, record label, and a motherfucking crew. Damn. Hey, I hate Boston. I've never been to Boston. I actually want to go visit it.
So on that same note, these Houston Astros that just won again, you hate them too, right? You hate them too, right, Stubbs?
Got you.
Nah, Stubbs, you bet not go get no Houston memorabilia. You bet not. You bet not. Because now you can't do that. You can't play both sides.
Now for me, I do hate Houston. I do.
He didn't put on the Houston hat. Look. Now he gonna go to the site. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Look, look at it.
He is about to go. He is about to flip. He about to get that hypocritical on real quick with the if you ain't trying.
Shout out to the Astros, H-Town, baby.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Hold up. Who's that peeping in my window?
Same disdain you got for the whole city of Boston. You need to have for the whole city of Houston, and I'm from Houston.
Well, that's because of you.
Well, that's where I was born. Let's not say I'm from there. I was born there. Let me get that correct.
Well, that's because I like screw music.
We know what you mean.
I like screw music, and Houston apparently has the best looking women in the whole country. So I've been told. That's what I've been told. We're supposed to go to. I'm going to Houston in OK weekend. It's looking like, and not that I want to be out there like trying to get a sample, but I can look at the.
He said, "Try to get a sample. You can window shop, be a window shopper."
Exactly. I think
you're a window shopper.
Nothing wrong with window shopping.
I think I know why. Ain't nothing wrong with window shopping. I think you should window shop. I think it's an important to the retail experience. You know, seeing it, feeling it, touching it, and be like, should I really spend my hard-earned money on this?
No touching.
It's an important process.
That'll get your ass caught up.
Oh, true. That's true. You can only touch what they allow.
Yeah, this is facts.
Because consent.
And
it's sexy.
I ain't looking to touch. A little bit different. We got to start looking at ourselves. We can't be a slave to the concept of the coaching.
That's a big fact.
Does not run my life anymore.
Nah,
that
part is over. I mean, there's once upon a time.
Well, that part just started for me, so.
You also, how old are you now? 20, 28? 27?
27.
You're 7 years younger than me.
And
so
married.
there's a
shout out to the McKinneys. Yeah.
Like, for me,
thank you very much.
At 27 years old, I was trying to get it still. My whole life was based around. Matter of fact, 27 or 7 years ago, what is it? We're 22, 2015. Oh yeah, that's when I started having my breakthrough because I got played to the left by a particular chick, and I was in Hawaii. I got played to the left by a particular chick who was on some shit like, I'm not trying to like have sex with you. I'm not having sex right now is what she said, as opposed to saying, I'm not trying to have sex with you. And then a month later, here you are talking about, you slipped up and like, I ain't had sex in a month. And I'm like, bitch, I've known you for 2.
Bitch,
I've known you for 2.
Ooh, like, you better off to say, I ain't trying to have sex with you. And I still feel that way, but the whole point is that I got played to the left of that concept, and I was like, fuck that. I'm out to get it. And I started getting it. Don't tell, I mean,
started getting
I wasn't getting it, but I started getting it in the manner in which I wanted to get it. But
I mean, shit, some motherfuckers can't even get it the way that you get it. Like, hey, 1 in 3 motherfuckers ain't had a sex in like a year. Dudes, men. So, hey, 1 in 3 men have not had sex in a year, bro.
And it ain't by choice.
You're what?
Yes, yeah, it's because they not getting chose. 1 in 3 men
haven't had sex in a year.
What women don't like to admit, ultimately, is that because they like having sex with the same man, and they really, and they get into these competitions with each other because they don't like sharing, but they know they got to share sometime.
Yeah, but they don't like sharing though.
They don't like it though. That's why they be pressing you so hard about monogamy.
Which is wild because you were monogamous with that cootie cat. You was giving it all around.
Now
it's Sunday and we preaching today, boy.
Look, how I feel is I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be. This is for me and me only. I stay out of women's business,
but they don't stay out of men's business. No, you can't. No,
I stay out of women's
business. No, you can't do that.
I stay out of women's business.
What they've been fighting for this whole time? Equality. They want to be equal. They've been fighting for that this whole time, and now that they got it, they want you to stay out of their business, but they can be in your business. No, we're not doing that.
Well, it depends on. It depends on like so the certain. I know how to practice it. Session. Does body count matter to you?
I'm doing this for a wife, or I'm doing this for a good time.
No, bruh. No. We talking about as a woman when you are talking to a woman, you are trying
wife a woman.
Not just to say fuck a woman. You trying to, you got to get to know her first. Does that matter to you? On the first day, if she tell you, look, I got 73.
Get up on my face, baby.
73? Boy, you are experienced.
Experience? You have all the experience. 73? How old are you? First of all, how old are you?
That means it's probably going to be a great opportunity.
How old are you? Great time. 73 bodies, Ty?
Body count don't matter.
You said it don't matter?
It doesn't matter.
It better be more than 5.
It doesn't.
Because first of all, she's gonna lie to you.
So you can't account. You can't say that. So just because she's gonna lie to you doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. So if both of the chicks have everything that's the same, right? Except for this girl has 12 bodies and this girl has 73. Which one you gonna choose? But it don't matter. You gonna choose the one with the 13 bodies or 12 bodies rather than the one with 73.
First of all, there's no 2 chicks that are the same. There's always something. I don't count body count.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It ain't the body count. It ain't the body count.
No, but we're just saying for shits and giggles, just for the scenario.
I'll give you an answer that's closely related to what you're trying to get at. It's not about the number. It's about the who. So if she has 73 bodies, and she has 37 bodies, but in those 37 bodies, she fucked, one of the homies, then it's a no. Like you can't fuck.
True.
If she fucked somebody out of those bridge, it's an automatic no. I don't care if it was 2 bodies. Session was one of them. Or Smith was one of them since he's not here.
I feel like that's definitely deep in the code. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's like, you got 7 bodies. It's a phase body in there.
I tried not to say.
I tried not to say
his name because that's who I popped up. That's who popped up. I tried not to say his name. But
I'm just being for real. Shout out to Faisal. I be listening to your music. That shit kind of fire. I'm not even gonna fuck with you.
Fuck what he doing with his business and everything.
Nonetheless, if it's a Faisal body and a solo body in there, that's a no. But she is gonna say she only fucked like 4 or 5 niggas. So you got to multiply
words to the tsunami phase. I didn't want to fuck. I said top me. Yes, that shit was hard. That song was hard as fuck. I guess that makes us misogynist.
But I hate that. I hate that word, bro.
I don't think in any way, shape, or form that men are better than women. In any way, shape, or form. If anything, I think women are better than men. Cause that's why I was chasing women, not men. Just to be honest.
You said, okay, that ain't no.
Think about it. What do you think men are better at than women?
What?
Did you say everything? Whoa. He might.
No. First of all, that is not the definition of misogyny. Let's stop that right now.
No. Let's define it.
Okay, hold up. Let me go get it. No. Not to you. The definition.
Okay.
It's synonymous with male chauvinist.
So, misogyny is hatred of contempt for or prejudice against women.
So that would be your homosexual males and your weak ass males who beat down on women.
Yeah. Facts. Okay. So
and depending on what type of methodology that you're using, your pimps.
Yes, for pimps, yes.
If you talk to a pimp, they're gonna tell you that's not what they is. They let her do what she want to do, and that just happened to be what she wanted to do.
But we know that's not true.
It depends. It depends.
Hey, look,
I'm thinking that
it depends. There's some pimps
because what I'm thinking, I've been getting kind of deep into pimping, and what I realize is that what it is that for every 3 pimps, 2 of them are bad. One of them are there's good pimps out there.
That's a terrible number. That's a terrible number.
It is a terrible number.
We're not thinking that. We're not thinking. And we don't deal in minorities. We deal in the majority. So that's terrible.
Right.
Oh, that's true. Because then,
but the action of pimping, when done right,
it's not done right except for the minority, is what you're telling me. So, out the window.
No. So that's why I said misogynist.
Yes, I would say. Yeah, I would say most pimps are misogynists. Yes,
most pimps.
But you're saying, but the way the question should be rephrased is excluding anything in physical nature. Do you think men are better than women? So when you start talking about intellect, intellectually,
because physically, there's no way.
No, that's biological. Okay. There's nothing nobody can do to change.
That's why your transgender males keep going over to female sports.
That's what
Which is but we're not going to talk about that. What we are going to talk about is a session. Do you feel, besides biologically, that cannot be changed physically, that men are better than women?
Biologically, that men are better than women?
No, not biologically. That's what I mean. Aside from the fact that biologically speaking, men will always be stronger than women. Aside from that fact, you're telling me that you believe men are better than women.
So,
because I stated, I think women are better than men.
The only reason is because I feel like men can live without women, women can't live without men. And the aspect of men built society. Like, women are not building society. They're not going, based off of history, men are going out hunting, they building all of this stuff, they doing all of this stuff.
These are physical things. If you gave women, those are physical things. If you gave women the tools so they didn't need to pick nothing
up. But somebody had to be, somebody had to be intellectual enough to be able to put a bow and arrow together, sharpen a spear. I'm talking about the most basic level of hunting. Somebody had to be smart enough to do that and say, hey, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go do that.
How you know that wasn't the woman and the man was just strong enough to pull the bow back?
Because it wasn't portrayed as that. I can only go off of what history was portrayed. It was saying that men was doing it. Was men were doing all of this.
But we know white people wrote history.
Patriarchy would portray in that manner.
Well, that's all we got. That's all I can say because that's all we got. What you want me to... I'm going off of based of what was said. And I'm not saying that women are intellectually not the same. We definitely on a level playing field as intellectually, but bringing all that together and making all of this stuff happen. First of all, a group of women, cattiness, women have said it multiple times. They like having more dude friends than girlfriends.
Oh man, and you hit close to home with that one because I got a situation to where there's a bunch of women not getting along with each other.
Exactly. And, how are they supposed to? How is all of this stuff supposed to get done? And if they don't even like each other, men will set that aside for the greater good and be like, "Hey, we got to get to this point."
Not in this day and age.
We talking about the historical standpoint.
From a historical standpoint, I think you are correct that men are quicker to set things aside and say, "Hey, let's talk about this. Let's get this together." and we can figure this out.
That's because it turns
good.
into a situation of there's with men typically there's an underlevel. There's always a subtle
a physicality that can turn into any
like
situation.
Just a subtle level of violence or whatever, and so
there's always.
I
agree with that.
It really based on my condition now. I'm at a point in my life I can't like the shit that I did in Pensacola. I can't go over there and just be dumping a bunch of used silverware in that nigga's tray like that because he was being an asshole to a nigga that could have killed him. Like I can't do that shit no more because I can't physically defend myself. So you kind of have to play it to where it's like more chill and subtle. Not to say I can't completely not defend myself, but I can't defend myself on the level that I could 10 years ago.
No, I get it. I think sometimes it's about meekness, and my dad talks to me about that a lot. I think it's about meekness sometimes, and having the ability to be like, yo, fuck this nigga, I'm about to fuck him up, and deciding in your mind to say, you know what, I'm not going to go that route. Here's the route I'm going to do. I'm going to communicate. I'm going to talk. I'm going to say, hey, look, bro, I ain't like how that shit went down. Let's have a conversation about this. And if you wanted to turn physical from that point, then, we can go that route too. But I think that for most men in the circle that I'm in, it is meekness. And meekness is like a definitely thing that we try to portray. We try to put out, because it's just sometimes that I'm like, look, bro, I'm going to just knock you the fuck out. And we can make this super easy. But instead,
then you the nigga that get knocked out, and of course there's shame in that. As the nigga that lost, there's shame. There's really not a lot of shame in women getting beat up, so they get to fly off and do whatever.
Yeah, and they get, bro. It's so crazy. I mean, we can get into a whole lot of it because I watched something on Instagram the other day. This woman was like in the Walmart with I guess her baby daddy or whatever. She was walking around smacking him, hitting him, and nobody doing nothing. Like, why y'all not saying nothing to this woman to stop putting her hands on this man? And he was buff, like he was big. Like so if he wanted to smack the shit out of her or like do some shit, like then it would have been a problem. Everybody would have jumped to her aid and all this other stuff because it's saving woman complex.
Patriarchy says that women are allowed to hit men and there's no repercussion.
That shit is wild. But they want equal rights, equal fights.
Patriarchy says that women shouldn't have to pay for the first date.
We need to have another Friday. Have another Friday out here.
What, you gonna smack
when he was saying get knocked out like your father used to? Nah, get knocked out like your mama used to.